Hey everyone, it's Jasmina, and I'm here to talk about SDCC 2013. And this is a video response to Kaddie O'Keefe's Fat Chicks Cosplay 2. I feel like that's a tongue twister, so if I messed up, sorry. This year she did an experiment where she dressed up as a Captain America, but she just did it as a cheap kind of cosplay. She just had the boots, the underwear, which were tight-fitting, and a bra, a mask, and a sign that says Fat Chicks Cosplay 2. You can find some of the pictures, and I will leave a link down below in the description box if you have not seen her video. She even describes it herself that the costume was cheap, it was not flattering, and it was just an overall experiment to see how people would react. And it blew up, and I'm glad it did, because there needs to be certain things recognized in the cosplay world, especially at San Diego Comic-Con, because it's the International Comic-Con. It is the biggest convention of its kind in the world, and it just happens to be in San Diego. So last year, just to touch on this, I did an experiment of my own, because I've been cosplaying for about 4 years. And most of the time, it was pinup. It was very Vargas, you know, cheesecake type pinup. So I got a lot of positive reactions when I first did it. I even had an artist jump over his table and start taking pictures of me. And he said, oh my god, out of, you know, like, at the time, because it keeps getting bigger, he's like, out of, like, you know, 175,000 people, you're the only one who's, you know, doing it right, you're the only one who knows how to pose, blah, blah, blah. And it felt really nice, you know, to be recognized for the time and effort that I put in to my hair and makeup. Not so much my clothes, because that I just do. I've been doing it since I was about 16, so I'm not going to take credit for that. But, you know, even the time and effort to plan out the costume, you know, what I was going to wear, but it's mostly, you know, the hair and the makeup. But last year, I did an experiment of my own, because I went as, you know, the typical, you know, pin-up cheesecake, you know, very, you know, victory rolls, very 40s, that's my era. Nothing. No attention. Zip, zilch, nada. And I go with my dad every year, so I asked my dad, I told him, you know what, I want to do an experiment, and I just want to run this by you to make sure it's okay, because, you know, it's just me and him. I don't want him to feel uncomfortable by me doing this. But I was like, how about every day up until Saturday I take more clothes off and put less on? And he kind of, you know, why? And I told him, I was like, you know, I see all these people with these amazing costumes that they put so much time, money, effort, you know, into these costumes. They're brilliant, and they get nothing. But the person that's half naked did nothing and doesn't even care about Comic-Con. They're just going because it's the in thing to do. Gets all the attention, gets the interviews, and I think it's really unfair. And so I went from being, you know, the cheesecake pinup Thursday, and then Friday I wore a little less, and by the time Saturday rolled around, I wore a bikini top and a cincher and roughly underwear and stripper shoes. That's all I wore, and I should probably make a video about what I wore so you can see just how little I was wearing. So I was cinched up really tight, and my boobs were, you know, up to my chin, and I was getting attention up the ass. Like, there was people, like mobs of people. I couldn't go 5 feet without, you know, like a group of people just like in a circle just taking pictures of me. And I did zero effort. I didn't even care. This is how I would go to work. This is an outfit that I would go to fucking work in. And I did my hair the way I'd go to work and my makeup the way I'd go to work. And ta-da! And for those of you who don't know, I used to work as a cocktail waitress at a strip club. So I wore practically nothing, and then I'd get more tips, and yeah. So, I mean, it was pretty ridiculous. And so really, my point is that it's really just about the costume. I mean, why should everyone be a bully and be like, oh, she has a role. Oh, look at that stretch mark. Oh, the cottage cheese. You don't have to look at it. If it bothers you, look away. Don't be like those old grannies that sees a Hustler magazine and looks at the centerfold and goes, oh my god, how disgusting, for the next hour. You can always close the magazine, put it down. That's it. You don't have to look at it anymore. Look away. You know, go somewhere else. You know, why do you have to, is your life that sad where you have to sit there and pick on other people and bully other people by the way they look? Because I bet you $10 million you probably don't look like you're from a Maxim magazine or the front of Men's Health. I bet you. So you need to sit down and shut up. And you need to give credit where credit's due. I mean, I understand that some people, like, they're starting off, their costumes aren't that great, but at least they're trying. And I think that's most important, because the more you go, the more you learn. Because people are really receptive to that. Like, you know, they dress up for the attention. They like the attention. And if you go up to them and you go say, how do you do that? Or, you know, how do I make this better? How do I, you know, how, and they have panels where they, you know, answer questions like that. And people are very receptive. You know, people came up to me and they say, oh, how do you get your hair that big? How do you, you know, do this, that, the other thing? And I tell them, you know, through years of experience, this is what I found works for me, you know, and I explain to them, and it's not a big deal. Everyone's really friendly. And I have way more respect for, no matter what shape, color, or size you are, I have way more respect for you if you even try to have a you know, a good cosplay. And I have even that much more respect if you've had, you know, or you're a veteran and you have this amazing costume. And what I don't really respect and what I don't really care for are people who know that people who dress up want to get attention. They want to be credited for what they have put into their costume, and they try to steal the spotlight, and, you know, they run around in a costume that, it's not even a costume, it's just, you know, like their underwear, and, you know, for the hot factor, the it factor, the whatever factor, for people to oh my god, let me take a picture, blah, 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 you know, so I could jerk off to it later. You're freaking weird. No, you're weird to, like, the people taking the picture saying that, not the actual person. But, I mean, I think we should respect everyone within the cosplay community, and I think that, you know, if you don't like what someone is doing, look away, keep it moving, no big deal. I mean, it's like anything else in life. I mean, you know, if you don't like it, don't look at it. Not a big deal. And at least give them credit for having the guts to go out in something like that. Because as a woman going into SDCC and not being like this cookie cutter, you know, Maxim looking model, you know, Victoria's Secret, you know, whatever, it's very intimidating and it can crush your self-esteem. And we don't need these people coming in and barging in on people trying to have a good time. So that's about it. That's my 2 cents. And I think that Kaddie has a great idea of, you know, trying to get together and have a, you know, like a cosplay session, like in San Diego, so everyone can, like, kind of help each other out. And I don't think that should be limited to just chubby or fat, you know, girls per se, but I think it should pertain to everybody, because You know, even by my standards, I'm like average, but I feel like in society's terms, I'm just freaking huge. If I'm not a size 0, I'm just a freaking whale. And I have my insecurities too. And I know that there's other people, like male and female or other, that have their insecurities and they want to get over it or conquer it, or let's fight this. Let's do the damn thing. And I think we should all get together. I think that's a really good idea for San Diego. So, go check her video out. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and I'll leave all that at the description box below. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.